Hey, welcome to part two of the tiny house, tiny camper. We still don't know what it's going to be called. Pontoon boat. The good news is we're starting construction today, and I've got a little plan here on paper I'll show you so you can kind of get a vision of what it's going to look like when it's complete or in its visible stages of construction. So what I did is I've added a little bit of extra flotation via encapsulated dock floats underneath. I'll show you that in a minute. And then we're going to frame up, start framing today. And we're going to be framing with a treated sill plate. And of course we're going to have our sill sealer here. And then we're going to frame the walls up with 1x3s just to kind of save weight a little bit. And we're going to put them on 2-foot centers instead of 16-foot centers. So we've got the pontoon boat leveled out, which is important. A little bit of cribbing underneath here, jack and so forth. So you want to have this perfectly level. I can see how it is right there. So when you're building your walls and framing your walls, you can get everything square and level. Once it's framed up, it doesn't matter if it's level or not because the structure will be square. So here's our plan, and here's what we're going to do. And I've got the orientation with the front of the boat up here. As you can see, there's the tongue. So we're going to have a front porch right here, and you can see this little front porch. That's going to be 5.5 feet. And then we're going to have kind of the living quarters with a bedroom here. I'm not sure what all is going to go in here, but this is going to be 15 feet, as far as 15 feet by 8 feet as far as the living quarters. And then off the back right here, we're going to have a little back porch. So that's the plan. And then here's the visual. You can see this is where my wall is going to start right here, come back 15 feet all the way to the back, and 2.5 feet here. We're going to have a little back porch just for accessibility to the motor or whatever we might have back here. So where you can see that 2x4, that's going to be the livable structure. And I'm going to show you underneath here where the flotation is. These are, I put 3 48-inch long by 24 inches wide by 16 feet deep. I put some treated 2x4 stringers on the bottom of the cross members of the boat. Put those in with nuts and nylock bolts and nylock nuts and washers, and then just lag bolted these extra flotation pieces under here. So they go from the back right here almost by the engine transom 12 feet towards the front of the boat. So you know, most of our weight is going to be on the back side back here, so we move those all the way to the back. So I'm going to get started framing, and we'll come back to you and kind of show you what it looks like once I get some walls framed up. All right, as promised, I'm back, and we got some framing done. I've really got all 4 walls framed up. We'll go around and take a look at it, show you what I got, show you how I secured them to the boat platform too. But in the front here, this is wide open because this is going to be a sliding glass door here. And of course, I have these on 24-inch centers and not 16-inch centers. I think I said 16 feet in the last clip, but you know what I mean. Bolted these every so often with 3/8 galvanized bolts down the way. There's another one right there. I've got a little bit of bracing to keep things square. I squared everything up before I stood it up and then put the bracing on there. So we're pretty well framed up, and obviously there's some more work to do with the framing, but the basic structure is there. So we'll go on the inside and take a look at it from that side. So we're up on the top side here, and this is going to be kind of our little front deck porch area, and then as you can see, we're up here. This is going to be our sliding glass door, which is pretty much going to be the whole inside of the boat. You know, we're 8 feet across here on the boat deck, maybe 8 feet 1. 72 by 80, 72 across by 80 high is the rough out for a sliding glass door or French door. But this will kind of be the overnight quarters right in here, which is pretty big, 15 feet across, 8 feet wide, and of course, as you saw in our plan, our little back deck right there. So I'm going to continue to frame and start working on the rafters here a little bit. So we'll come back and wrap it up once I get a couple of rafters up, and you can kind of see what the top of the structure is going to look like. All right, so we're nearing the end of the day. Got some rafters up, made a little cross beam, kind of a header laminated with a piece of plywood and 2 2x4s for the rafters back and forth. They're 2x12s going each direction. And as you can see on the front porch, we've got our overhang, And we're going to have a little overhang here just past the tip of the front porch, and of course we'll do the same thing on the back. So that's the framing, and it's got a little tilt coming this way, so the metal's going to run from the port to the starboard side, and it's going to drain off here because we're going to dock on that side. So the actual structure itself has a 3-inch tilt to it, which you can hardly notice, which is going to let everything shed this way. And we'll go up on the top side, and I'll kind of show you what we're doing up there too. But before we go up top, I want to show you the construction techniques that I'm using. And I'm not using deck screws, of course. Everything's going together with the Simpson strong ties with this big head here. You really don't want to use deck screws when you're doing this type of construction. Deck screws are for decking boards, and these are much better suited for framing construction, and also for our laminated beams and so forth. I'm using the Tight Bond Ultimate Wood Glue here, and of course Gorilla heavy-duty construction adhesive. If you look down these studs here, every one of them I've screwed them with the strong ties, and then also you can see where this is seeped out, the construction adhesive. So kind of doubling down on making sure everything is secure and bolted down, because this thing's going to be in the water for extended durations, and it moves around a lot. So we're screwing and gluing, so to speak. And let's go up top and take a look. So up on the top side, I've got these joined together here, and I did them in 2 separate sections so I could screw into the 2x4 going each way. I got a piece of plywood in between, glued it with the white glue, and then once I had these screwed together, I slid them over, sandwiched everything, and then screwed it from both sides. So that makes a very strong beam, and it's supported on this right here. And we'll reinforce things a little bit better as we go, but that's basically our structure, and that's what the metal's going to bolt to. So this kind of ends it for day 1 of the, well, I would say this is part 2, day 1 of the framing construction. And stay with us. We're gonna get some metal roofing on here. We're gonna get some wood and metal siding materials going up next, some radiant insulation and things like that. So subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, hit your bell notification if you'd like to be notified in our next uploads. We're going to try to upload every week here with this project until it's complete and in the water. So take care, have a great day.